Hello, I'm Claudia Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for Sunday, the 10th of October 2021. I hope you're doing well. I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. I do general channeling for the collective, a lesson, or whatever the guys want to go through in a reading in there. But I also do mini reads in there as well. So if you've got a question for your higher self, if you want me to use these red and green crystals to answer a question, or my cards to answer a question, you can come along in there and give those mini reads in there for donations. If you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that up there and also in the description box below as well. So let's check out the energies that everyone's got going on today. A time to walk alone, bit of aloneness today for some reason. Sunday, might just be a chill out day alone, hey? Let's find out more about these energies. Sunday, the 10th for everybody here. Generosity and synchronicity. Interesting. So there could be a situation come up where you end up getting what you want, like a synchronous event. You end up getting what you want, and you kind of get to be generous with yourself, is what I'm getting here. So this could be plans that have gone awry or get rearranged, and you end up being able to have like a day for yourself or something like that, or you get to do something else. Something goes in your favor anyway, is what I'm getting, and it just seems to be like perfect timing that something gets rearranged, is what I'm hearing here. And so, we're in Mercury in retrograde at the moment, and so it does err on the side of being introverted, of going inward. So plans can get changed or cancelled, and things, stop working and stuff like that. And so it is kind of in line, these energies are in line with Mercury in retrograde for something to be cancelled so that we get to have a day to ourselves or something like that. It feels like that to me anyway. So tell us more. Tell us more about these energies today. What else is in the energies today? Tell us more of the energies today, guides. Judgment. Awakening to something. Or something going in your favor as well. It could be that. The Empress. Really taking care of yourself today is what I'm getting from this Empress here. Self-care. The Five of Wands. Training for something, practicing at something. Now I'm getting something very specific from this. Practicing, maybe communicating. Okay. Communicating a boundary or something like that. Now that situation that I've just said, right? Plans get cancelled, so you end up getting the self-care day that you really wanted in the first place. Now, what is wrong with that situation there? Nothing you'd say, but what about you communicating that you want a self-care day anyway, right? And it could be that. I think the universe is giving you an out today, but it might highlight how maybe you should be speaking up for yourself, not waiting for the universe to step in and cancel plans on you or for something not to work, for you to get your own way, but for you to start speaking up to get your own way. So something to think about today. The tower moments only happen when we're not responding to the energies, when we're not listening to our feelings and taking the action for ourselves anyway. Or, we're just not paying attention to the signs. We don't take that action. And then the universe has to step in and do it for us. And so we've got a kind of that going on today, a tower moment, the universe having to step in. And so when you feel that relief of, oh, I didn't want to do that anyway, that's that moment to ask yourself and practice, well, maybe I should have listened to the signs. Like, why wasn't I listening to myself? Why wasn't I practicing enough self-care anyway to listen to myself, that I didn't want to do that, to speak up for myself and say, I don't feel like doing it, or I need a rest day today, or whatever it is. And so that's what I'm getting from this. Told you I was getting a lot from it. So yeah, using this whatever's happening today for you, to practice what you should have said, practice what you should have said. Often we don't do that. Often we don't say it because we think that someone else is going to be upset by it, but maybe they won't be. Maybe they feel the same way. Maybe they're not taking anything that you want to do or don't want to do that personally anyway, Just something to think about. We've also got the Ten of Swords with the Six of Pentacles here about the end of non-reciprocation, is what I'm hearing here. It's painful. It's painful when we have non-reciprocation. It sucks. And when you realize it, it sucks and it's painful, but you can put an end to it. This is the energy of realizing you were making all of the effort in a relationship and just deciding, no, I'm not going there anymore. Now, Mercury retrograde, I'm getting a lot of that energy today, so I'm going to talk about it a bit more. It can bring exes back. They can get in touch again. And it's a very good time. It's like the universe saying, are you still stupid? When it does that. And it can be a time to realize this. It's like, but I was giving everything and I wasn't receiving anything. What was I doing? Settling for nothing in return, or very little in return. And it could be a realization where you're walking away from it now. It's the Ten of Swords, it's an ending, but you're ending that pain, that you put up with before, that you didn't necessarily need to put up with, but maybe you're realizing it now. So there's a lot of empowerment going on behind the scenes, even though it's an introverted day today in the energies. So I've got the Judgment here. Why is Judgment out here? The Hierophant, spiritual lesson. Okay, I think it's about discernment, yeah. The decisions that you've made before, you're getting a spiritual lesson about that today. So maybe the spiritual lesson of not listening to feelings and not speaking up for what it is that you do want to do or don't want to do. And you might be getting a spiritual lesson about that today. Could be getting a spiritual lesson about an ex or someone that's not reciprocal. It doesn't have to be an ex getting in touch. That it could be, you just realize that you're in maybe a friendship or any kind of relationship where it's one-sided, you're making all the effort and they're not. The kind of relationships where the one time we ask them, we do so much for them, and then the one time we ask them for something, they say no, and then you realize they're not there for me, I'm there for them and they're not there for me. It could be something like that. What's behind this? A burden. You're taking the burdens there. So that's what it's about. It's a spiritual lesson. You realizing that the choices that you've been making have been you taking the burden on. Well, you don't need to. Like the universe hasn't said, you watching this video, you should take more burden than everyone else. The universe never said that. In fact, it doesn't want you to. Because if you're doing that, you're taking someone else's load. And that's going to make them weak, right? If you take someone else's load, that will make them weak. The Empress, self-care is what I'm getting from this Empress today. Self-care. I did it this morning. I did my hair because I was sick yesterday after the vaccine. Just a feverish and achy day, so I didn't work. And so this morning I did my hair mask and did my hair, and while my hair mask was on, I did a face mask as well. I did like a peely kind of thing. My face good, and a bit of self-care this morning, which is nice after a rest day, complete rest day yesterday. I didn't do anything. It was great. I'm filming this in advance, by the way. On my usual day off, but I'm catching up for the work that I didn't do yesterday. Why have we got the Empress here? Self-care. To heal ourselves, rest and recuperation, and healing ourselves. There she is in the bath or in the spa with the rose petals around her, dreaming. It's just, yeah, that's what you really want to do today, is what I feel. Get those hair masks out, the face masks out, all of that self-care stuff. Another thing I like doing is Epsom salt foot baths as well, and then sorting my feet out, the dry skin on my feet. What else do I do on a self-care day? I do my hair on a Sunday. I do a full Olaplex treatment on my hair each Sunday. Self-care Sundays, gotta love that. That's what it's about. Self-love, told you. Self-love Sundays. Beautiful. Really nice energies, I like it. Those on the floor. Okay, what else? 5 of Wands. So we get to practice in our minds, I think, something, realizing, oh, I should have chosen this for myself, or spoken up for myself, or said this, or chosen it. That's the spiritual lesson. The decisions that we make, the judgments that we make, the discernment that we have. As I said, speak up for yourself in future, because it's not true that someone's going to be offended and mortally wounded just because you want to do something or don't want to do something, right? It's got nothing to do with them. So completion of a cycle. So you might want to practice that in your mind. Just think about that today, and maybe practice what you would say in future. Not with the what if they run off the rails, or do take it personally or whatever. Not with those kind of outcomes. Don't go imagining that stuff, but just imagining yourself confidently saying what it is that you do or don't want to do, so that cycle can complete, to get yourself ready. Those practice runs are really good in our minds. As I said, as long as we're not doing the, and then we have this argument, and then she says this, and I say that, and he says that, and as long as we're not doing that kind of stuff, it's good to practice, like us being confident, just stating what we want or don't want, what's behind this, so we can complete that cycle. Healing ourselves as well. So there's an element here about you having thought that you actually did need to carry the burdens there for other people. It's like, oh, I thought that was my job. I thought the universe had given me that job to carry everyone else's burdens, because I can. In fact, you can't. Not without sacrificing your own self, your own well-being. And without, like I said, when you take the load for others, they get weak. So you're sacrificing them too. It's just not worth it. Huh? 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Realizing a non-reciprocal situation and getting the hell out of that. What is behind this? Lessons of codependency. You know it. The High Priestess. Oh, this is interesting. So sometimes that whole codependency thing, the wanting to step in, the gaining self-esteem from stepping in all the time and carrying the burdens for others and stuff like that. Sometimes it goes along with this kind of a character, the High Priestess, the one who is empathic, the one who cares, and the one that can see what other people are going through, and so they want to fix it for them. But it's not helpful. It's not helpful for ourselves, and it's not helpful for them either. So needing to put an end to those unreciprocal relationships and trust that people can handle their own lives themselves. And it's better for them if they do. What's behind is home. So it's like getting back to yourself and your own lessons, because that's another thing it does as well, is when we're so busy carrying everyone else's burdens, we forget about ourselves, and we're missing our own guidance, our own path. We're not staying in our own lane, sorting our own lives out, fixing our own problems and doing our own work. We're doing it for everyone else. So this is coming home to ourselves today. It's kind of nice energies. I like it. It might be confronting for some though, and that are deeply entrenched in that, codependent kind of an energy. Could be. What's going on in our love lives today? I love this. Of course, this card comes out. Guess which one it is? It's love yourself first. Love yourself first, yes. So these plans that I was talking about that go awry or get cancelled, it could be with a loved one. It could be, you could actually be practicing that. Some of you could actually be saying to a lover, I want the day to myself. Oh, Shakara, like, won't they leave you? Or withdraw the love if you do that? No. Generally not, unless they don't deserve you in the first place. If you need a self-care day and want to love yourself first, it could be a day where you do that. Or you should have done that, if that's what you wanted in the first place. Love yourself first. So much self-love in the cards today. I like it. In your love life, that's a lot of cards, but I'm told to take them. Take time to breathe out. So give yourself a break. Some of you pursuing your love lives. You don't have to be in it all the time. You don't have to be accessible to someone all the time. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs your time all the time. And as I said, if you lose someone just because you need some time to yourself, well, you're better off losing that person. So do take time to breathe out. Expect powerful change. Oh, it could be an instigator of change, taking time to breathe out, standing up for yourself, or doing your own thing. Self-love does tend to instigate change. We attract better to ourselves. Confidence is the key to your success. This is about the communication thing. Confident in communicating yourself and being okay that you're allowed to have needs and speak up for them too. You are. The answers you need are coming. So if you're waiting on an answer from somebody, no more effort required is what I'm being told here on your part. The answers you need are coming. Yeah, so if you've been overextending yourself in a relationship because you want an answer or something to move forward with someone, it's time to take your foot off the accelerator, put it on the brakes there, do some self-loving here, and the answers will come from them. It's their turn. Reciprocation, you know. Give people time to reciprocate. And not everyone is as focused on relationship as other people as well. I sometimes are. When I'm working, I'm not. I don't know if other people are like that. I've never been inside someone else's head or emotions. Kind of pick up on energies doing these readings, but still, it's not the same as being that. And so, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if anybody else has that same focus, but I do know I've experienced other people, boyfriends and friends, who might want more of my attention than I'm willing to give. Let's put it that way. And if I'm focused on my work, I'm not available for needy friends or lovers when I'm working, because I'm working and I need to focus on it. And so, yeah, there could be an element of that in it today. This doesn't surprise me. Self-love. You realize the love of self is necessary to love another, and that's so true. We can't really love anyone else healthily if we are not loving ourselves. We just can't. And you realize that once you learn self-love, that you weren't really loving them, that codependency isn't really love, that taking someone else's burdens isn't really love. It's enabling, it's pushy, it's needy. It's needy is what it is. And you realize that once you do find that self-love, but it's very difficult to see it at the time because you think you're being really loving and giving and you wonder why they're not reciprocating. And you think that if just everyone was codependent, the world would be a perfect place, and it's just not true. What else have we got going on in our love lives today? The golden mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Oh, okay. Right, so you might have experienced this. Oh, yeah. So if you've been in codependency, you will have experienced this in relationships. And this might be what makes you not want to do this, not want to do the self-love. It's like, well, if I speak up for myself and say what I want to do, that makes me a narcissist. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not at all. It's very different. And so you might need to untangle this within your mind and give yourself a break. Speaking up for ourselves and being confident in ourselves and staying in our own lane does not make us a narcissist. It's a stretch. Like that's a big stretch. So yeah, there could be something like that muddying up your energies and causing you to not want to go there. I had a friend that she had an aversion to making a lot of money. She had a business. She had an aversion to making a lot of money though, because she pictured herself when she was rich, that she would wear white high heels and stuff. That's not her in the slightest. Not at all. Hey, and it was just hilarious when she told me that. I'm like, no, you would just have more hippie stuff and more cool clothes. You wouldn't wear high heels. So sometimes, we can have these stories in our head, and we don't even realize it, and that's why we're resisting something that would actually be really good for us, because we think we're going to turn into someone else. So you might be thinking that you're going to turn into a narcissist if you say no to someone, and it's not true. Endless possibilities in the energy today. So there's all kinds of things you can do on this self-loving day today. All kinds of. Oh, I've been learning about makeup lately. I got myself a new makeup palette, and I like learning about stuff, especially self-care at the moment. I'm learning a lot about self-care. Being enough, you are enough. See, you're allowed to have what you want to. The innermost heart says you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow more deserving. You, yes, you are loved, and you're loved as well. You're loved. Okay, so think of, oh no, let's get some of these out first. And then you can think of a yes or no answer question. What else have we got in the energies today? Elephant. There we go. Okay, we've got an elephant here. A long journey, the physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. There is a lot of wisdom to be gained today, I feel. Just by taking a step back, doing the Mercury retrograde thing. Taking a step back, introversion, and thinking about things. Looking at your side of the fence, Harp, great happiness, nice. And goldfish, an increase in material wealth or spiritual growth, probably the spiritual growth today, but you could be getting some money into it, ka-ching. And camel, perseverance, persevere, and you will overcome problems. So you could be moving forward in those spiritual lessons today, realizing things and making new decisions for yourself maybe, but there's a hell of a lot of self-love today. I like the energies. It's perfect for Sunday, isn't it? So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in here. Just a little bit of fun this. I'm going to pick one of them out very shortly. It's not a private reading. Don't forget, if you want me to use those crystals for a yes or no answer, you can come along to my live show, Psychic Cafe, and I'll do that in there for you. That's for donations, those mini reads. I'll also give you information around it. Can't take those four. Let's try again. So how best to deal with these energies today? How best can we deal with these energies today? And of course, if you're interested in a private reading, they're available from my website too, if you want a full reading. I can also use those crystals in there. And if you ask certain questions that have yes or no answers. Tell us more. How best to deal with these energies today? I think it's pretty straightforward anyway. These energies today. I think I've explained it pretty well. There we go. The star. Hopes and wishes and dreams. So yeah, you could be hoping, oh nice, I'm feeling really good as well, the Ace of Cups. So like really filling yourself up and nurturing yourself and hoping, and it's a great day to dream of the future, and especially if you are going through what I've just said, and you might want to picture yourself as being really confident and speaking your mind, and people reacting really well to that, and you getting what you want then, and you feeling really good and empowered, feeling nurtured and loved. Because that is really love, isn't it? When we say how we're feeling and what we want, and then other people respond to that, then you'll feel loved. So I'm getting from this star, it's like it's healing, yes, but it's also imagining and hoping and expecting the best kind of thing, having your imaginings of standing up and being confident, having a positive outcome, Like I was saying before, instead of imagining people reacting badly to you wanting something or you not wanting to do something, have them in your imagination reacting well and actually loving you and supporting you in that. You deserve loving support, right? You are enough. How else? How best to deal with these energies today? How else best to deal with these energies today? Justice, understanding and karmic balance. So have an understanding about karmic balance here. You know how I was saying, if you take the burdens of someone else and you make them weak and you disrupt karma's got to come some other way to them. And I'm not talking about karma like retribution, like they're a bad person because they let you take the burdens and so they're going to have karma from that. No. The karma that you get from taking their burdens is you being burdened by it, you know. The karma that they get, that they're trying to be given by the universe to take responsibility for themselves, that can come when other people stop enabling them. So you're the ones that take those burdens tend to get more karma. And that's why it doesn't seem to make much sense until you see codependency for what it is, because it seems like the good, loving people end up with the poopy end of the stick. And but karma is correct in that way because it's disruptive to karma. It's disruptive to balanced feedback when we have someone who's too willing to do things for others. I'm not saying like be really selfish and never do anything for anyone, but there's a balance to be had there for sure. So think of your yes or no answer question now. Pause the video if you're not ready because your answer is yes. That's a green light. Go for it. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there and leave a comment as well. Really helps my channel out when you do that. Thank you if you're a subscriber, but if you're not already a subscriber, then consider clicking that subscribe button along with that notification bell to hear about when I upload my videos. 3 pick a card reads a week, the daily energy updates, and also when I go live in Psychic Cafe because I'd love to see you in there. And so have the best day ever. I will see you tomorrow.